Hello, BECC. This poster on thermostats was prepared by my colleague Anne Vandervliet and me, Lisa Skumatz, and we are from SERA. This poster is a meta-analysis of a series of surveys on residential and commercial thermostats that we conducted across 5 states across the US. The focus of the original projects was to estimate the number of mercury thermostats on walls so that state recycling programs could be properly sized. We had a number of questions to support analysis of energy-related issues. There were 3 main steps. We used a random sample of single-family and multifamily households and a stratified sample of businesses in each state. Respondents were asked about the number of thermostats by type, including using photos, age of thermostats, age and type of the previous thermostats in place, and a number of other questions. We found there was variation across the states in the distribution of types of thermostats in place. This is one state, based on the age of the building stock, aggressiveness of the utility programs, and other factors. The studies estimated that there are about 195 million thermostats on walls, about 26% contain mercury, and about 45% are older non-digitals that might be particular targets for utility program replacement. The second step was estimating the measured lifetimes by type of thermostat, and which we then combined with the age distribution by type of thermostat to estimate the natural market outflow of thermostats. We found it'll take till about 2050 to see 90% of thermostats coming off the walls under natural market conditions. The third step was estimating energy savings and mercury recovery implications. We found there are about 88 million non-digitals ready for upgrade to efficient Wi-Fi or smart thermostats, excluding the digitals and advanced models that are already on walls. However, the long times that people are keeping older models in place imply that only about half would become available within the next 15 years with natural turnover. Speeding that up would be expected to take incentives or targeted utility programs. Furthermore, about 57% of these targeted models contain mercury. This implies there's about 200 metric tons of mercury that would need to be managed safely, and unlike the CFLs, the utilities should assure proper recovery of these measures and aid recycling programs, especially if they encourage early replacement through programs. The study conducted some follow-up surveys of buildings as well. We found that the share of Wi-Fi and smart thermostats grew over the last 7 times over the first 5 to 6 years they were in the market. They more than a third of them were purchased because of utility or manufacturer rebates. About half of those would not have bought the thermostat without the rebate. Their favorite features include that they can use them remotely, they're easy to set and forget. Their least favorite features were that the app was not quite perfect, they didn't integrate well with other appliances, and that the kids could set and reset it. When we asked those who didn't have them why they didn't have one, they said they were expensive and they needed the internet. The percent not using the programmability is more than a third. We also found that there's greater penetration for higher income groups, and that the satisfaction is about 66% for somewhat very satisfied, but 8% note are dissatisfied with the models. Finally, we used CERA conducted a detailed literature review of non-energy impacts and non-energy benefits and created a database with more than 43 lines of quantitative information on NEBs. The single-family NEB studies emphasized health and comfort impacts, and you see some very significant annual dollar values. Note that we are in the midst of conducting a much more extensive NEB study of smart and Wi-Fi thermostats, so please stay tuned. Sorry to miss seeing you all, maybe next year, and thanks for your attention and your interest in our poster.